Good morning, ladies, or afternoon, as the case might be. Today we're going to talk about decimals and percents. Now, this should be a review from last year, but if not, that's okay. That's what I'm here for, to go over stuff for you. So as a reminder, a percent is out of 100. Percent is out of 100. Decimals are also on bases of tens or out of 100. Decimals also deal with 100. And it's very simple to go from decimals to percents and percents to decimals, and that's all we're doing today. So let's start out with going from percents to decimals. Okay, if I have 35%, I want you to think, where is the decimal in this number? Well, in a whole number, decimals are always at the end of the number. So let's write that down. In a whole number, the decimal is at the end of the number. So let's change the color of that. Whoops. Let's make it nice green here. So there's my decimal. Now, remember how I said everything seems to deal with 100? Well, when I multiply by 100, I'm really just moving the decimal. So to go from percents to decimals, I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. Move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 35% becomes 0.35. So pause the video so the students have all this down, and when you're ready, click continue or play. Let's look at another example. Let's look at 200%. Well, let's make this 215%. Where's the decimal in this number? Exactly, it's at the end of the number after the 5. We're going to move it how many places? Yes, 2. 1, 2. Did I go all the way to the end this time? No, I landed between the 2 and the 1. So 215% becomes 2.15. Once I go from percent to decimal, I don't need the percent sign anymore. Let's look at another one. We're going to do a whole bunch of these, ladies. What happens if I have 4%? What is this going to be as a decimal? Well, again, my decimal is at the end. I'm going to move it 2 places, 1, 2, and this is where my decimal is. But what goes in this empty space here? What should I put there? Well, we're going to put a 0. So this is going to be 0.04. Let's do one more. Sometimes we can even have decimals in the percent. Decimals in the percent. So if I have 31.5%, where's my decimal? Exactly, it's right here. And this just moves 2 places, 1, 2. So this becomes 0.315. So how about I put some problems down here for you to try on your own. Let's do 64%. 7.2%. Let's do 8%. Let's do, oops, you don't need to see that. Number 4, let's make this 316%. Number 5, we'll make 17%. And number 6, we're going to make 4.3%. So if you can pause the video so the students can try and solve this, that would be great. Okay, whoops. Well, let's do the answers in a different color. Let's do them in purple. 64%, my decimal's back here. Move it 2 places, 0.64. 7.2%, my decimal is already here. I just move 2 places, 1, 2. I have a blank there, so I'm going to put a 0. This is going to be 0.072. 8%, my decimal's after the 8. Move it 2 places. Once again, I have a blank space. I put a 0 in. 0.08. 316, I'm at the end. 1, 2. 3.16. The end of the 17. 1, 2. 0.17. And 4.3. 2 spots. I have a 0. 0.043. Okay, if there are any questions, ladies, I'm sorry I'm not there to help you, but write them down and either email me or we'll go over this on Monday. So you're ready for the second part of this? If the girls need time to write this down, I'll pause it for them so they can write this down. Okay, next part of this, we're going to do from a decimal to a percent now. Decimal, oops, to a percent. We know a percent because it has our percent sign. So if you remember, when we were going from percent to decimal, we moved it 2 spaces to the left. So this time we're going to move, whoops, 2 spaces to the right. So here we go. Ready for this, ladies? If I have 0.79, I'm going to move the decimal now 2 places to the right. 1, 2. I don't need to put the decimal if it comes to the end of the number. So this is going to become 79%. What about if I have 0.6? Well, again, it has to move 2 spaces to the right. 1, 2. Empty spot gets a 0. Empty spots get zeros. So this would be 60%. What about how about we do 1.9? Well, again, I already have a decimal here, and I'm going to move it 2 spots to the right. But I have a blank, so in goes the 0. 190%. What about something like this? 0.675. How can I write this as a percent? Well, I follow my rules. I go 2 spaces to the right. 1, 2. I stop in between the 7 and the 5. So my percent is 67.5%. Okay, let's do one more. What if I have a whole number? What happens if I have, let's say, I don't know, 31? Well, again, where's the decimal point in 31? Correct, it's at the end of the number. Remember we said that before? Decimals are at the end of the whole number. So I have to move this 2 spaces. 1, 2. I have 2 empties. Empty spots get zeros. 0, 0. So this becomes 31,000%. Yes, you can have a percent that big, ladies. Okay, pause the video so the girls can copy down the work. And press play when they're ready to move on. Okay, let's do some practice problems. 1. Actually, we were at 7, if I'm not mistaken. 7 is, I have to come with some problems for you. 0.29. 8 could be 0.19. 9 could be 7.12. 10 is going to be 32.6. 11, 1.95. And 12 can be 5. Pause the video so the girls can practice these problems, and then when they're ready, go ahead and press play. So 0.29 becomes 29%. 0.19 becomes 19%. 7.12 is 712%. 32.6 is 3260%. 1.95 becomes 195%. And 5 becomes 50%. Remember, it has to move from the back. Whoops. 2 spots. 1, 2, 2 holes, 2 zeros. So it's 500%. Okay, ladies, homework tonight is in your textbook. It's going to be page 138, 1 through 8. Please do these on a separate paper, on a separate piece of paper to hand in on Monday. Again, if there are any questions, email me. I'll be more than happy to answer you if I can. Otherwise, I will see you all Monday morning. Have a great day and a good Shabbos.